Okay. Yo, what's up? Um, actually, it's looking like this isn't working. So, this is not. If you're like expecting content, there's not gonna be much content, for this. But just so you guys know, I am doing spooky streams for this week, and I wanted to see like different lighting just for my camera. So me. So I'm up here in this little corner, and I realize that I'm having a hard time like seeing stuff while I'm like going back and forth. Um, but I just wanted your guys'
Challenge your
opinion.
piss baby.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not shaved or anything. Thanks, Sarah. I am actually quite spooked. I have. This would have been a good time to like tell a. You know what? This is a good time to do this. Actually, let's change the title. I actually have something to tell you guys. I'm not. It is a scary story, but I don't know if it'll actually be scary. But instead of just making this a test, I can do this because I was wondering. Instead, let's do this. And the thumbnail is perfect. Yeah, so let's talk about a nightmare I had. But first up, before I do that, let's try and work on this because I don't think this is good, right? Like especially when I turn the game on. I was just setting stuff up to make sure this works. Oh, that casual stream on the right there looks terrible. It looks like I have so much facial hair. I don't. I I literally don't. I don't know why it's showing up so hard. Anyway, this obviously is not good enough. Okay, good thing. Does that how does that look? Is that like so I've never streamed in the dark. I've never actually played a spooky game in the dark cuz I'm a baby, but I'm planning to do it this time. This looks like awful, doesn't it? Like this looks awful cuz I'll be like facing this way. This looks like really bad, right? Like this is oh wow, I look like a total nerd when I did that. Gosh, it makes me look terrible. Hold on. Oh, I didn't have live chat on. Whoops. There we go. Now I look way better. Um but like this doesn't look good, right? A bit bright. See, that's the problem. It doesn't go any lower is the issue. So I got like instead of doing that, I could how about that? Is that good? Is that good? Um ooh. Oh, that actually almost fucking works. This thing, I didn't know this thing was that bright. That might just work. That's still like if only I could like make the back. Like this is way better, right? This is way better. It just is not like pitch black behind me, which would be cool. Do you have a red LED? No. Oh! I can do this though. Hold on. Oh, dang. I actually got rid of that screen. I can do this. Oh, come on. Ugh. Remember the good old day of Google Images when you were just able to frickin' just... That works well. Why did everything go dark? Anyway, there's that. Yeah, so I can actually turn this into stream because I had something to talk about, but I wasn't, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can bring that up during, thing. Wow, that is so aggressively red. Jeez. Okay. I'm wondering, I don't know where that red is. This is play game. No, we'll do that tomorrow. I don't want people to get caught off guard. What if I like... It doesn't... I wish it... Yeah, that's great. I wish it wasn't so... This is like literally a book light, which I had since I was a kid and never used. Because it sucks. Yeah, this just started. This is definitely better, right? It's still a little... I wonder if I could, like... See, that makes me look red, though. Maybe I can get some, like, wax paper. But, like this does look good. Okay. Okay, this sounds like a plan. I didn't know that this was this powerful. I also have a, where's that boy? I have this thing that literally can jumpstart cars. And it also has a light on it. But I'd rather not use that if I'd have to. Is what it looks like, by the way. I've never used it for an emergency, but it's very good. Oh, please no. Cringe? What is cringe? Oh, that? Dude, just chill out. Hint of red is good. Okay. Can you put the light behind you? I mean, like... You mean like this? Didn't really work out how I wanted to. Oh. No, literally the light is not, it's, yeah, this kind of sucks. Like, I don't know how scary spoopy streamer whatever does it. But this works. This works actually really well. I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. Fog machine. Dude, this light is so bright. I hate that. I don't know. But anyway. This is, or we could just do this where it's just nothing. Okay. So this is just something interesting I wanted to talk about, and it's not gonna be like, don't be like, oh, get ready for a spoopy story. But are you kidding me? Oh, right. Hold on.
Just light the Cali bonfire
Spooky
low.
light? Just light the Cali bonfire, lol. No. You know what's actually hilarious? Oh, I don't have a... Are those donations coming up? Oh, they should. Right, I didn't, hold on. Thank you, Marin Tirith. Still love that name. Hold on. I actually worked with Streamlabs for about an hour on this, and they can't figure it out. So, just quick thing, you guys have always heard me complain about Streamlabs and how crap they are. Since like the threads came out, they have been on top of their shit and have been great. So I just want to give credit where credit's due. They've been actually pretty phenomenal in terms of response time and stuff. But anyway, Streamlabs has been great. No, I actually have a fire starter, and I was gonna like joke, and I was like, oh, well, what if it like falls on the ground and just burns down my entire apartment? Because it's a magnesium thing. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I also have, little Hollow Y here. Where is he? He's right here. He can be right there. It's nice. Okay. So, I just wanted to talk about this because I'll probably forget. But this happened, like, I guess you could say this morning, most likely. But just for context, there's some funniness in this story, and I probably won't be able to tell it in a way that makes it scary. And it wasn't the scariest thing. But I don't really have... So, I took a drug, like a prescribed drug a while ago, and it didn't do what it was supposed to do, but it also affects sleep. I want to say this was when I was a sophomore in college, and once I was on it, so I had like dreamed off and on, and you know, and I think I dreamed like the average amount, maybe a little more than average people, After I took this drug, I literally dreamed every single day of my life. After that, this is still true, unless my sleep schedule's disturbed or like I have like no sleep. Um, but otherwise, I will I dream every single day. It's all right. My dreams are rarely positive. They're usually neutral or negative. But I don't really get scary dreams. The last scary dream I had, I believe, I'm not even. It was almost like a night terror. But it was a sophomore in college, and it was basically if I think it's called Fran Bow. If you've seen that kind of like monster skull looking thing at the end, that's what it kind of looked like, but it also looked like there was some SCP. That one that's like behind the door, and it's like a fucking like wolf looking cow skull thing. That was like the last nightmare I had, and that one was just it was just standing over me while I slept. So it was like, or sorry, not a night terror. It was like sleep paralysis, but I don't think it was sleep paralysis. I was just like stuck in bed, and this guy was like really scary. But that was the last nightmare I had. I did have like a weird one, I think a year ago, where like a bunch of stuffed animals, like fucking just like came at me and were strangling me, and I remember thinking like, it's not really scary. I just don't like the way they feel on my skin, and I remember thinking, please kill me so I can wake up, and then I died, and then like 10 seconds later they like killed me again, and then I woke up. So I wouldn't call either of those really nightmares. And I don't know if I'd call this one, but it's the first dream I've had in since I would say sophomore year that actually scared me. And I was like, nope, 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 I don't like this, nope. But it wasn't like I woke up like terrified or anything. Although when I was writing about it and then like bringing it up in my mind, it got scarier. But you know, it was more than a negative dream. But there's some funny things about this when you analyze. So I wrote it down as best I could. I forgot some things, but let's get into it. And sorry if this isn't like spooky or anything, but the problem is I also have to read, you know, what I wrote because the memory just degraded like instantly. So I tried to write this all down. So the dream started, a lot of my dreams start this way. They are in up in Wisconsin at my grandparents' old lake house. And so it's surrounded by woods and there's a lake there. And there's like the perimeter of the house, you can go around and do stuff and everything. And so, let's see. Right. And apparently I was going into the woods and finding these abandoned like shacks. And this is like during the daytime. And like these shacks were like burnt down looking things. Yeah, I had this today, this dream, or yesterday, today, whatever. And so I was like rummaging through the ashes of these houses, and I found a chest. I don't want to spoil it. There, when you analyze this whole thing, it becomes hilarious. But anyway, I found this chest, and it contained gold bars and gold coins. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And the gold bars never come up again. They just disappeared. But I had my gold coins. And so I went to my shack that I apparently had and like hid it pretty well, but not the best. But I was like, no one's going to come and steal it. The next half of the dream, which felt like an hour and a half, was a bunch of like tangential scenarios that all revolved this kind of real life story actually that happened to me, where there was one of my best friends wanted to get together with this girl, and it was this girl I had feelings for, but I had to help my buddy, and that's how this whole thing was, and I thought I was a better fit for her and all this, and so that happened for like an hour and a half. At some point during this time, my gold coins are stolen.
Imagine having
and I'm
nightmares,
like,
Andy Troll. I haven't had a dream
who
in
has stole
years
my
because
gold
I
coins? Like
already went out and
literally who
achieved
would?
mine.
We're out in the middle of
Smell ya on
nowhere
the other side.
in this wooded
Night.
area. Like who stole my coins? And I was upset. About an hour later into the dream, which in that hour is more of that relationship stuff. My guy friend comes to me and tells me that someone's here and they found your coins. And I'm like, this dude is definitely the motherfucker that stole them. So I turned my phone recording on. It wasn't audio. I put it to video mode and I turned it on. And I put it in my pocket because I didn't want him to see that I had it. So I put it in my pants pocket, like a fucking idiot, because I wanted evidence for the police, but apparently I was like, oh, I don't need a photo of the guy. So I put it in my pocket. And I find this guy who's outside of my shack. And again, it's like in this wooded area. It's still like day at this point. It's starting to turn kind of into the afternoon. And this guy has like a beard, just unkept. He's like in his... he looks like he's in his 30s, but he just doesn't look like he's been well taken care of. His head is like bigger than normal. His eyes are just carved in. Also thank you for the donation. I don't know why I didn't hear it, but I'll get to him. But the eyes, it's kind of like my eyes, honestly, but were just so carved in from bags. And I remember he was wearing this kind of like these jeans that kind of had holes in them, and his shirt wasn't ironed, which fucking bothered me because now I iron my shirts like crazy. And it was just a weird looking dude. Like not like a weird like he couldn't be part of this realm, but he was just a weird dude. How the fuck are you gonna record with the phone in your pocket? I know the recording was going, and so I asked him like, who are you? And he like mumbles, and I'm like, what? Like, who are you? And I was pretty direct. I remember I was like almost shouting at some parts because I was pissed as hell, and I was like, I could take this guy. He looks like a weak baby man child. I'll just slap him around. And he mumbled again. I couldn't hear him. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, the only thing he said to that question when I said, who are you, are, there's me, a target, and then you. And I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? So I ask him if he's got my gold coins, and he's like, oh yeah, I do, yeah. And he's like so gleefully just happy about it. And it's a little unnerving because he's sort of like childish. And I just am like fucking cut him down. I'm like, dude, I think I said, I'm about to call the 911 or some stupid shit. I remember saying 911. And I said, you have two choices. Either you fucking give me my gold coins, or I'm calling the police right now. And you give me the gold coins, I'll still call the police. Probably. But like as the conversation went on, I noticed he was like more jittery and shit. And that made me more nervous. Like I didn't want to kind of set him off, because I thought, well, what if he's got like a fucking knife, or he just fucking gouges my eyes out with his dirty ass fingernails and gives me like some sort of disease. And so I got afraid of like taking my phone out and calling, because I thought it would just set him off. So we kind of right. And I said, I'll call the cops. And he said, don't do that. I'll run. And he kind of like, his whole face went blank, but it still went kind of like sad. And I thought if he runs, I'm never going to get my gold coins back. And I didn't want to call the cops, because if he was returning the coins, and it's like, well, I'll let it slide. You take my gold coins, whatever. People make mistakes, apparently, is how my dream self thinks. And then also I didn't want to call the cops again because I was just so scared. So then we go for a walk, and I'm asking him all these questions. And I thought I'd calm him down by doing this. And unfortunately, I can't really remember any of the questions, but he didn't he would keep mumbling and just like not, I'd have to ask him like 2 or 3 times, and he just wouldn't talk. And so we did this while walking around through the woods. We went through a sewer at one point, which was fucking weird. And just kind of around the perimeter. And he just mumbles all these replies to shit. And the only thing I remember, I wish I remember the movies, because there were like 4 of them that I was like, oh my fucking gosh, that is terrifying. but I think I asked him I asked him why he was doing this, and he said he was afraid. And then I asked him what he was afraid of, and then he said, I don't like this, and started listing off all these movies. And I wish I remembered the movies because it's really interesting. But like 3 of the 4 movies involved like people getting separated from each other, or like, upset, like lovers, and then one of them tries to run off and the other one's obsessed and tries to like follow them and like get them back. And like one of them was like in the end that, oh, it was You. That was the story. One of them was You. It was the TV series. That's what it was. And so that's what it was. It was You. And so I was like, that's fucking scary, because I think this guy has been stalking me, and he's like, who knows if he's like some fan or some shit, and he's like stalking me. And man, I'm realizing new things as I talk about this. But that I started getting more and more nervous. I'm like, oh, these movies and shows are about like someone who's obsessed, and then they end up fucking killing the person in the end. And so I asked him some more questions, and I wrote down, yeah. So at this point we're back towards the house, and we're in the front of the house towards the lake. And he says, and it's starting to get like into the afternoon proper. And I asked him how he knew I had the gold coins, like how he knew that I had just found these gold coins in the shack. Again, the gold bars just never come up again, but I do remember they were there in the beginning. And he snickered, and he said, well, that's obvious because I watched you, of course. And then I said, oh, so you're stalking me? And he just kind of blushed, and he said, yes. He didn't say it like that. He was more like, yes. Basically just like that, because he was just so fucking unstable. It was terrifying. And then I said, why are you stalking me? And again, he repeated verbatim, there's me, a target, and then you. I'm just getting rid of the target. I still have no fucking idea what this target is.
Someone get this man to a psyche ward before the voices start up again.
It's just the other 2 parts. I was pretty fucking scared, and I'm like, what the fuck? So at this point, the sun's starting to go down, and it's getting pretty dark. And that girl I was talking about earlier that my guy friend wanted to date or whatever, I saw her, and I said, I told this creepy guy, I said, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what my friend thinks. So I remember taking her by the hand and being like, what do you think I should do? Because I feel like if I'm gonna call, he's gonna freak the fuck out, and then I'm not gonna get my gold coins, and I want my gold coins. And I remember, like, while I was saying this, I saw him like shake his head, and his face just twisted into like this disgust look, and he just started walking away. And he eventually went out of sight and turned the corner of the house. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, he's not moving that fast. I'll catch him later. He's probably jealous I'm talking to this hottie. And so she basically said, yeah, I think she said, yeah, fucking call the cops, you idiot. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I was like, she said, call the cops after he shows you where the gold is. And I'm like, so that's the plan. So I go to follow him. And while I'm following him, there's this long, at my grandparents' house, there's this stupid long concrete like hill. It's just a road. It's a long concrete hill. And I'm walking up this hill trying to find him because that's the direction he went. I didn't see him. And then I remembered the phone in my pocket. And I'm like, I'm such a freaking idiot. I don't have any video or picture of this guy. Granted, no one looks like this crazy motherfucker, but still, I don't have a picture of this guy recording. So I take the phone out, and it's like, I take it out and like I take it half out of my pocket, and I kind of like flip and look at it, you know? I don't know if you guys do that, but that's like what I did, which is not something I do in real life. But I didn't like fully take it out of my pocket. And so I'm looking at the top because the recording's still going, and I looked at the top to see if the recording's still going as well as the battery life was still there. And It was. And I was like, okay. So I put it back in my pocket. And then like my fucking visual memory, my visual like short-term memory like activated, and I was like, wait, there was something fucked up on that screen. And what was on the screen from the memory that I just flipped up, and I didn't fully pay attention to it at first because I was looking for the recording and for the battery. It was this kid. It was that guy as a kid, just not, I'm not saying like he was younger. He was forced into the body of a kid. So his head was malformed and his like mouth, what did I say it was? It was his smile. It was just this twisted smile that stretched across like to his ears, and he had no teeth. It was all gum, and like it you could see just, it was all just pink and red, and there was like this black and like red fluid just dripping down and just going across his shirt. And I remember his shirt was striped green and dark green, and it was just this little kid, and his eyes were completely, it looked like they had been gouged out, and it was just black empty sockets, and in place of the eyeballs were just like balls of light. And they sort of look like if you took a camera flash, like you see those old pictures, you take a flash of a camera, that's sort of what it looked like, but there were no eyes there. And so I was like, that's fucking scary. And so it's important to note that this is from memory. I didn't like take out the phone and look at it again. I was like, did I just fucking see that? And so I look in front of me, there's no one there. I take the phone out of my pocket to see if something's still on the fucking camera, you know, the preview or whatever. And I got this idea in my head that, holy shit, this is like, you know, that scary thing where you have like a video camera and you're able to see something on the video camera, but it's not there in real life. And so I pulled out my phone, and it had that kid in it, but he was way further back. He was still facing me with this crazy ass smile. The stalker kid man hobo guy. And what else was on the screen was a bunch of children with distended stomachs that were just they were stretched and warped to just not even, it didn't even make sense. Like when I say distended, I mean like, what the best analogy for it, if you've played Cookie Clicker, it looks like the grandmas at their final stage, but they had the faces of kids. Their arms were just like elongated toothpick, just fucking crazy Resident Evil 7 mom looking fucking things. And they were all just like dripping with this black fluid from just unhinged jaws, and with all these lights in their eyes. And yeah, when the grandmas reach their final stage of assimilation. This is from me looking at my phone, and then I look to real life, and there's a bunch of those fucking creatures there, and there's like some torches and shit. But I notice that not all of them that were in real life were on the phone. And the ones that were on the phone were much closer. So I was like, holy fucking shit, these things are like on me right now, but they're invisible. So I fucking bolt. I forget about the gold coins. I fucking bolt into the house looking for that girl and being like, I need to protect her, as well as she needs to fucking protect me because I'm terrified. And so I run into the house, and it starts turning into all the skin that those kid fucking monsters are made of, and it's just oozing this black and just red, just vomit and shit, and it's gradually becoming more and more distorted. And eventually I did not find my friend. I slipped and fell, and at that moment I realized I was in a dream and pushed myself out of it, and that's how I woke up. And that was my dream. So it was, I went, I don't know if I was ever like terrified, scared, but I went into like fight or flight mode at the end, is sort of how scared I got. But then while I was reading out, because I was like, oh shit, I gotta write all this down because this dream's fucking insane. It took a long time to write it all out, and while I was writing it, I actually got paranoid. But that's the story. How long ago was this? This was this morning. I woke up and wrote this. Like, or who knows when the dream was? I don't know. I should learn about that when like dreams like kind of whatever. But hobos. So that's the dream. And so now I'll go through with you guys. Well, first let's go through some donations, but I want to tell you how hilarious this is when you analyze it. Rowan donated $1. Having dreams about sunshine coins and hobos junior. You're close. Someone get this man into a psych ward before the voices start up again. Saya donated $5. Quarter shortage lore continues into his dreams, shaking my head. That's literally what it was. I woke up and I'm writing through this. I'm like, so something that happens, I think this is pretty widespread, but dreams, there's a theory of dreams where we think your brain's processing kind of like unconscious stuff that happened or stuff that didn't really, phase you too much, but it still happened, or like really deep stuff. And I was like, these gold coins, where are these gold coins come? It's the fucking quarters. It's the fucking quarters. I was like, I can't fucking believe that the quarters are so ingrained into my psyche that they're coming up as plot points in a dream. That's how much I care about these quarters. So that's the funniest part. Destroyer Randy donated $5. Imagine having nightmares. Andy Troll, I haven't had a dream in years because I went out and achieved mine. Smell you on the other side, nerd. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so let's analyze parts of this because I figured out like where all of this shit came from, like why I dreamed about this. So, as you know, I have been watching Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter. And I believe the skin creatures, the skin aspect, and the red came from Yuppie. Is that the name? The red dude in the Chimera ant arc. That's where that came from. The gold coins were the quarters, and maybe also Sunshine, but I wasn't really getting coins. But maybe it's the red coins. The general spookiness, I think, is my anxiety about playing this game because Zero told me last night, I was like, so he's like, Outlast is the scariest game I ever played. And I'm like, well, how would you rank like Resident Evil 7 on scariness? And he's like, 3 out of 10. I'm like, I'm going to be fucked. I'm going to piss my pants playing this game. Cause like, I would say Resident Evil 7 was like a 5 or a 6 for me. I don't know, but I was like, that's terrifying. So I think that's why I had this dream. And I think the distended stomachs came from the guy that you always see in Outlast where he's got like the big stomach or whatever. I think the kids, so this is the day or yesterday, because I said this, I was talking with a friend. And we talked about relationships. So that's where the part with the guy friend and the girlfriend came in. As well as having kids. So that's probably where the kids came in. We also talked about the times I've been stalked and some of the attempts on my life. So that's probably where the stalker came in. And then the... I think a lot of the grotesqueness and just horrid shit behind it and just kind of like evil is at the end of the night, I had a very serious conversation with my roommate about some very serious topics, but we ended on the nature of evil from Solzhenitsyn's perspective, and I was talking about how I put a lot of thought into how what at what point, like, what acts can someone do that make it so it's like the chances of them being a normal human are just gone. Like, you couldn't force someone to do this. And Solzhenitsyn kind of touches on that a lot, but that's also a lot on the kind of just general terribleness behind the dream. And we also talked about You, my friend and I, earlier in the day. We talked about You, the TV series, and that could also be where the stalker came in. And that is definitely when he was lifting off these movies that he said, I don't like this. This is what I'm afraid of. That's where that came from. I don't remember what the other movies were. Maybe they didn't actually have any connection. But yeah, I didn't realize that connection until just now. But that is the nightmare I had. And I was thinking about telling that tomorrow, but I think this is a good opportunity to tell that. Do you think I should just have this face cam for the game? Like, do you think this is better, or should I go and try and make it a little brighter on my face? Anyway, that's basically the whole story. I guess I'll leave this video up for a while. What about the target thing? I have no idea. I don't think it actually means anything. That's the only thing I remember verbatim, though. But that's the only thing I remember verbatim. Slightly brighter. So that's the thing. I'm not sure if I can, but I'll try. I don't know what I can do right now. That's funny about Hobos Jr. He kind of had that beard. Have a great day at work. I might see. I don't think I can do any. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. I kind of like this mood. I kind of like this feel. A little hollow Y. Where is he? There he is. I love hollow Y. Yeah, I don't know if you guys enjoyed that story, but it's that's what happened. I tried to, I'm not good at telling scary stories or any of that, but that's half of it. I'm sure I could have told it way scarier if it wasn't a dream, because like, the dream started, the memory of the dream started collapsing super fast. So I was like writing I should have got my laptop out. But do you think you should dim the light on Hollow Y? Yeah, I'll try. I'm not really good at that. I don't really have much experience doing stuff like that. If anyone wants to give it a try, if you actually look at the thumbnail, the new thumbnail for the Pokemon playlist, I tried my best to do it, but I don't know exactly. I haven't learned that side of photo editing, or video editing. I don't really know. I guess in video editing I could have done more. But for photo editing, I'm not really sure how it works. The flashlight under your... It's too bright. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. So now I don't have to worry about when I'm gonna say that. And yeah, I think, yeah, it's like this... Well, that's terrible. Here we go. Like this kind of kills the vibe, doesn't it? Also, my eyelids look weird. I also just look basically unattractive on stream. I don't know why, but I look so... Do I have a space in my teeth? Shit, I haven't been wearing my retainer enough. I literally get a space between my front teeth if I don't. No, it just looks weird. Oh, it's the reflection of the light on my teeth. That's what it is. But like, this isn't good. Yeah, see, it's too bright. Yeah, I don't have anything that's like... Maybe I'll like get some wax paper or something But then the light will disperse differently, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be it. I mostly wanted to do a lighting test, and just see what you guys think. Um, but yeah, that's good. I wanted to tell that story, and this was a good time to do it. And that's a good start for these streams. So I'm gonna be doing Outlast tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be doing. Well, I will be doing an extra stream. I have a surprise for people on Sunday. So make sure you go to that. That one might start a little earlier, but I have a surprise for Sunday. Is it spooky? Oh, hell yeah, it's spooky. It's very spooky for next Sunday. But anyway, for the main events, I'll be doing Outlast on Monday, Darkwood on Wednesday. I'm terrified of Outlast. I'm scared. Darkwood, I'm actually kind of interested. I hope it's fun. It looks like it'll be fun. And then I guess on Friday, maybe finish up Outlast, because I read it was like a 5-hour thing. And so, I say Friday, I meant Saturday. Yeah, I will play it in the dark. Yeah, the cell phone light, I don't know if that'll work, but I'll try. It also just like, so like when I did this, the thing that works with this is it's not actually facing my eyes, where if I use the phone light, you know, I would have to kind of point it toward me. This is an interesting light. Oh, because it gets the back. Anyway, or it doesn't. It still makes the background black. There we go. Time zones. It's 6 to 9 Pacific time. Yeah, next Sunday will be when it's Halloween. I have something special. Unfortunately, I don't really have a costume. If I could, I maybe would have gotten a bald cap, but also that would have made me look like a stupid dude. Darkwood is pretty damn hard though. Well, I mean, I'm pretty fucking good. You know, you might think I'm actually not good at these games when you see me play, but trust me, I build skill extremely quickly, and I'm pretty fucking good. And then also, you know, I just don't get, you know, nothing really phases me with difficulty. But yeah. That's it. So Monday, Outlast, Darkwood, Wednesday, and then probably finish up Outlast on Saturday. And then Sunday will be a spooky stream. And then normal streams will resume after that. Maybe Dark Souls 2 ring only the Monday after. I've been putting it off because it requires a lot of studying, but I've just been working so hard on different stream stuff. Today I was trying to get, you know, I was on tech support with Streamlabs for about an hour and a half, and then had to make these overlays and a bunch of stuff, and I'm still, you know, I'm trying to get to editing, but I am also just trying to get my life in order, and then also, you know, just I keep looking, I'm just like, oh, there's not been a video in a while, but you know, I'm trying my best, and I'll hopefully catch up. But yeah, I will quick Skrilla. Thanks, Caboodle. Anyway, this stream will be up for a while, I guess. But I guess like a week or week and a half. So you can watch back the telling of my nightmare. I would be excited for art. That'd be really cool. I always like art. Any art, all the art of me, that's literally, I don't think streamers talk about how cool it is, but it's like one of my favorite things about being a streamer. I think art, it's also because I'm entirely narcissistic, but like art of, well, it doesn't even have to be of like me. Like, I want art of Gwyn Chan. There's not enough art of Gwyn Chan, but just art of anything. More art of Hollow Y. I love Hollow Y. He is like my favorite boy. He is so good. I love him. He's just us. He represents the channel. He represents all of you guys watching my dumbass stream. He represents me playing through the dumbass shit, going through the bullshit. Where are you? Where are you, little boy? There you are. Gosh, this guy. Just what an emotion he's feeling. What an emotion. What a guy. I love him. He's my favorite. Anyway, so I will see you guys tomorrow with this game. Yeah, it'll be all blind playthroughs of all of these. And a special stream on Sunday. So I'll see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. I realized that the streams like cut off earlier than I anticipate. So like if I press end